Thousands should have been travelling through the Channel Tunnel for New Year's today, but this morning a power supply issue in one of the two tunnels was compounded by a car shuttle train breaking down in the other. Passengers quickly took to social media, complaining about the delays and lack of customer support. We are stuck in lines of traffic waiting to board Eurostar from Folkestone to Calais, going nowhere, power failure apparently, one way to end the year. We caught up with Dean, who was travelling home to Germany with his wife a few hours later, still stuck in Folkestone.
We've got 10 lines of cars blocking us in, so there's absolutely nowhere we can go. We just have to sit it out. And to top it all, it's now started to rain, so everybody's scurried back into their cars, and we've just got to sit it out. What do we got to do? We've got lots of Christmas food in the car, so that's the good news.
Meanwhile, after being stuck on a Eurostar train for 5 hours, Gillian and her family from Philadelphia returned to St Pancras. Their trip to Brussels ruined, but full of praise for their fellow passengers.
Everyone's been really pleasant and polite. The crew's been really informative and helpful. 90% of us in America would have been up at the front screaming for refunds and money back and all that, but everyone's been really chill and just hoping to get to see their family, and unfortunately ended up back here.
Many passengers were critical of operator Eurostar for failing to communicate effectively or provide staff to assist as it cancelled services.
It was total chaos because everyone heard at the same moment that the train doesn't go further through the Eurochannel, where everyone was going to Paris or Brussels. And for us, we are going to the Netherlands. So now we were looking for a direct flight or the ferry, and now the ferry is the solution we're going for.
The website's crashed. We're trying to get a flight even to Bruges, Belgium. That's coming up like £600 each. So we're stuck.
We've come back here and we've been told there's nobody to talk to, and you just get ushered away by the police that's in there because they've closed everything down.
Eurostar have apologised for the disruption and advised passengers they can rebook their journeys for free. But travel expert Simon Calder says that won't salvage many travellers' plans for ringing in 2026.
At the moment, Eurostar is simply saying, well, you can rebook. But the trouble is, there is simply not enough space on available services between now and, well, the end of the year for people to be able to do that. So they're being offered refunds. Nobody really wants that. They just want to travel. Airlines are putting on more seats. Ferries will try and help out. But ultimately, if you've got nearly 1,000 people on board every Eurostar train, if you cancel a dozen of those, you've got real problems.
Eurotunnel engineers are still working to fix the power supply in one of the tunnels. Limited car shuttles and Eurostar passenger services are restarting through the other this evening. These drivers' journeys may have been delayed, but they might hopefully have time to get to family and acquaintances to sing for Auld Lang Syne as the bells ring.
Well, joining me now from St Pancras Station is the travel expert Paul Charles. He is CEO of the PC agency, but in a former life was Director of Communications for Eurostar. Paul, it wouldn't be Christmas, would it, without a bit of travel misery? But this isn't a bit, is it? It's a lot.
No, this is a pretty significant outage that will have affected around 20 to 25,000 people today who were due to travel between London and Paris and Brussels, Amsterdam and Lille. So it's extremely frustrating, not just for those passengers, of course, who have very limited supply at this time of year of services, so they all cram onto what's available, but also frustrating for Eurostar, which doesn't actually operate the tunnel itself. That's maintained and operated by a company called Getlink, and they're the ones ultimately who will have to answer why this power outage happened.
But you heard Simon Calder say there in that report, I mean, the passengers are told they can rebook, but what chances of rebooking if you want to travel tomorrow?
Well, the good news is that services are resuming this evening. I've just been inside the terminal and the evening trains are starting to leave from St Pancras to Paris. But of course tomorrow those trains also are fully booked pretty well because it's one of the busiest days of the year to travel on New Year's Eve, especially from London to Paris. So it's going to be very difficult to get many of the thousands affected today onto those trains tomorrow. And that's why you're seeing airlines try and put on extra flights or add seats at quite a price, I might add. Those prices have gone up today. And it's going to be difficult for others who simply won't be able to, sadly, travel for New Year's Eve to Paris or Brussels.
So some people who left in 2025 might not get to their destination until 2026.
Yeah, certainly it's very frustrating. And of course, it's not just the train services themselves. It's also the knock-on effects, the hotels that are booked, the villas that they may be taking out, or chalets if they're going skiing, or the car hire. All of these things cost money, and for some people, unless they've got insurance, they might find themselves very much out of pocket.
So we're told it's a power outage. I mean, that seems pretty vague. What might that mean in practice?
So power outages are not that uncommon in the tunnel. They do have them occasionally, and they fix them usually very quickly. I think what's happened today is that it could be one of three things. First of all, there weren't enough maintenance teams working during what is a relatively quiet period between Christmas and New Year, so it could have been a maintenance issue. Secondly, it could have been some really bad weather around that part of northern France affecting the tunnel, but that would be very unlikely and very unusual. And thirdly, there's always the possibility it could be some form of sabotage. Now, there's no suggestion of that at the moment, and I think the most likely reason will be a maintenance issue, but Getlink will have to answer to Eurostar on what's happened.
We'll wait to see what the official response is. Just briefly, when will things get back up and running?
Well, services are starting again this evening, but it's really going to be into tomorrow lunchtime before trains are properly running. Obviously, there's only one tunnel open. They need to fix that other tunnel so that both tunnels can operate at full capacity over the next 24 hours, and I would expect that to happen.
OK, Paul Charles, thanks so much for speaking with us.